Hello, I'm Martin Lewis of MoneySavingExpert.com, and I wanted to give you a briefing on a day of cost of living news like we've never seen before. We've had UK interest rates have been announced. They are going up from 0.25% to 0.5%, a doubling of UK interest rates, if you like. And probably bigger for most people, the announcement that the energy price cap is to rise by an unthinkable, astronomical 54%, catastrophic 54% on the 1st of April. Seeing the vast majority of people's energy bills going up by more than half of what they currently pay. To try and mitigate some of that damage, we've also had announcements from Rishi Sunak, the Chancellor, today on various schemes to try and reduce the impact. And I want to try now and talk you through both what's happening and give you some thoughts on all of those. Let's start with the price cap. So the energy price cap is misnamed. First of all, it's not a cap on the amount that you pay. There's no limit to how much you pay for energy. In fact, it's a rate cap on the standing charge for gas and electricity and the unit rates for gas and electricity that you pay. Rather surprisingly though, Ofgem won't tell us what those new rates are. All it has said, and I'm pushing hard to get those answers, all it's said so far is that the price cap will be going up 54% on the 1st of April. And we know what that means for someone on average use. I mean, of course, very few people are actually on average use. You're either on higher or you're on lower, but it gives you a scale of magnitude. So currently, the price cap is £1,277 a year for someone on average use. From the 1st of April, it will go up to £1,971, 693 quid more. And I have to tell you, if wholesale rates don't drop on the 1st of October, I'm expecting to see another 20% rise on the 1st of October because each price cap lasts 6 months. There are no words. It's worth noting the price cap for those on prepay is slightly different. It's £1,309 currently, and it's going up to £2,017. That's a rise of £708, also 54%. Price cap is on the default standard variable tariff, which means if you've never switched, you'll be on it. If you fixed, your fixed ended and you didn't find a cheap tariff, and you won't have in the last 6 months or so, then you'll be on the price cap because that's what happens when your fix ends. If your company went bust and you automatically moved in the last 6 months to a default tariff, you're on the price cap, which is why so many people are on it right now. There are some people still on old cheap fixes, but they'll move to this price cap when they end anyway. So the logic is pretty similar for everyone. It's only on domestic tariffs. I don't cover small business supply, but they've already seen a huge hike. And it's only in England, Scotland and Wales. There is no price cap in Northern Ireland, and it works on a slightly different energy system, but it is of course facing huge hikes there too. So what has the Chancellor said? 3 things. First of all, in October, people will get a rebate on their bill of £200. This is a flat rebate paid to everyone. People on prepaid tariffs will also get it either automatically via their smart meter, or there are a variety of other systems like vouchers and other things, which means people will get the money. So everyone will get a flat £200 in October. Now, what's interesting about the flat £200, if you think about it, is other proposals like a discount on VAT would have reduced the bill by a proportion. So the more you use, the bigger reduction you get, the less you lose, the lower the reduction you get. So it would sort of match what's happening with the price cap. By giving a flat £200 off, lower users will get a disproportionate benefit here, and higher users will get a much smaller benefit. I mean, let's be simple. If your energy bills are £600 a year, going up to £900 a year, £200 off is covering most of the rise. If your energy bills are £3,000 a year, going up to £4,500 a year, then £200 off is neither hither nor thither in reality. So it's an interesting structure. And on the surface, I think it probably helps people on lower incomes more by working that way, although I haven't done that analysis. So if you were to look at it like for like, it gives more money than the proposed VAT cut. £200 is bigger than probably the average £100 people who have got on a VAT cut. And it's helping those people who use less energy disproportionately more. The issue with this £200 is it's a loan. You will repay this through your energy bill at £40 a year for the next 5 years. Now, if we do see energy prices dropping rapidly, that's probably not a bad thing. And the current prediction is in a year's time in April that we should start to see energy bills drop a little bit from having risen in October. That's all very crystal ball though. But of course we don't know that. I mean, heaven forbid, and it's a far bigger issue than energy prices, but if we have Russia invading the Ukraine, then those prices could rise further, and £40 on top will be a really, really big problem. So the loan structure is not without its issues, and the fact it's repairable could be a problem in future if energy prices continue to rise. The next thing they're doing is the sort of more targeted help to those on lower incomes, which is anyone, and this money comes quicker, anyone on a council tax band A to D in England will get £150 on the 1st of April. Now, why council tax? Well, quite simple, really. Energy bills are household bills. There are very few things that are household bills. Most taxes and things are individual. So doing it on council tax is a way for targeting a household as a way to targeting an individual. There are issues with this, of course. There can be very wealthy people in the southeast of England in a band D property, certainly in London, because of the way house prices have gone up, because council tax bands were set in 1991. This money, I should say, is non-repayable, and I've said it's in England. Wales, Scotland and Northern Ireland will be given similar funds to do something similar, or to have that type of discount. But the idea of this is more targeted help for those people on much lower incomes. You can make your own judgment if it works, and it will come sooner. It will come in April. And it's worth noting, of course, you've got half a year between April and October. We're talking a £700 rise. So we take that, we pro-rata that for half a year. That's £350 rise between April and October. This £150 covers that, covers some of that, not all of it, obviously. And then you get the £200 in October. And then the final one is a discretionary fund of £140 million. I have to tell you on this video, I think this was my idea. I did speak to the Chancellor. And he hadn't told me the full proposals, but I said, whatever you're doing, there will be edge cases. There are always edge cases of people who missed. Why not have a discretionary fund to try and cover the people, such as those who don't pay council tax, so can't have a council tax rebate, like students, or people who are in band E properties but have absolutely no income and it is catastrophic for. And he has done a discretionary fund, and I'll ask him when I interview him this afternoon. I'm interviewing him a couple of hours after recording this video. If that was my suggestion, just because I'm interested to know, or if that's something that I planned before. But I think this is a really important idea. It covers that excluded issue that we had on the funds that were supporting people in the pandemic. Funds were out there, but there were lots of people who fell in the cracks, and that was my concept was, let's try not to have people going in the cracks. Let's try and preempt that this time. So that is a discretionary fund, and then they're talking about changes to the warm home discount, which I'll be honest, I still have to read exactly the details of those. But clearly, I've been arguing for a long time that needs to be extended and it needs to be bigger, which will also help those on low incomes, and I'll try and clarify that. You have interest rates as well. UK interest rates have been announced going up from 1/4 to 0.5%. In many ways, that doesn't have such a direct impact on so many people. Apparently 9% of people are on variable rate mortgages, and those are the ones who will see an instant rise of around £12 per month per £100,000 of mortgage. If you're on a fixed rate mortgage, you won't see a rise in your mortgage until your mortgage rate ends. Of course, savers, I would hope to see the top easy access accounts improving. They're currently around 0.7%. Let's hope they rise to around 0.95% over the next couple of weeks. Probably top fixed rate savings won't move up that much. I think some of the rises already been factored in, but they might creep up a little bit. And of course, there are actually more savers than borrowers in the UK. So interest rates going up should never be seen as a total bad thing. But of course, this is about trying to slow the economy down, and it could have impacts if businesses have debt that they're going to have to pay it and put prices up. So it's a very complicated unit, working out the interconnections of all these things. I hope that gives you a summary, and this is, I mean, we've just heard all this in the last hour or so, and I'm still digesting it myself. So just to finish, I am interviewing the Chancellor in a couple of hours for my show on ITV tonight. We'll obviously have more details going on MoneySavingExpert.com, and do watch 8:30 tonight, ITV. I'll be interviewing the Chancellor. I'll be explaining and doing the work. The one thing I haven't done that everyone keeps asking me is, should I stick on the price cap or should I fix? My instant view, instinctively, is you're probably better in most cases to stick on the price cap, because the cheapest fixes are just so expensive right now. But I'll be doing proper analysis of that, and I'll be bringing that in my show. We'll be putting that on Money Saving Expert too. I think that's probably a good point to finish.